Safety Safari doing a great job getting the track ready. Be Justin Schriefer and Brian Stewart on the track as we bring you down to the intermediate area on the racetrack where Peanut comes off. And I want to show you, this is a brand new fire jacket, and you can see it did its job, and that's the most important thing. Dale, when you're in that situation, you're a veteran driver. You've been through these types of things. How difficult is it not to panic?
You know, it's your first instinct is to get the heck out of there, you know, because the fire was pretty big inside. But I knew I was okay, because when the initial fire came, it was big and it was hot, but then it went down. So I knew I was going to be okay. But it started smoking, and then I tried to get out, and I pulled my arm up too fast, and I got my belt tied up, and I had to sit back down and tell myself to relax. They're here. I could see the trucks were there. I was safe. It's just the faster I can get out of there, the faster they can get to my race car, and the faster they can put it out, or if something's wrong, they can take care of me. So, you know, it's unfortunate. We're at this Tech Pack Beaver Shredding Chevy it's starting to move in the right direction. Something went wrong there, and I don't know what it was. It started pulling me left towards the finish line, but, you know, it's funny car driving, so you just jerk the wheel and head on. And as soon as I jerked the wheel, flames came all inside the cockpit, and I thought, well, I guess I'm done now.
Well, we're glad you're all right, and wish you for better fortunes down the road.
Yeah, this is part of driving a funny car. We'll be all right. Thank you, guys.
The old pro.
Schrafer's out of it. Brian Stewart as well. That run had all kinds of awful noises. Drag racing don't normally sound quite like that.
No, you don't. You see Dan Wilkerson right now. He's the crew chief for Brian Stewart. That's his dad's old car. Actually, Daniel's old car, and he's calling the shots on it. And you saw Brian get close to the center line and just get out of it. Justin Schriefer tried to backpedal and get it in the show, but it was all for naught. You remember driving funny cars, don't you, Shirley? I mean, they were a handful, weren't they?
Big handful back in the early days. But, you know, with those two cars just went through, and I felt the horsepower through the floor of this trailer.
And that is Brian Stewart, the 56-year-old cattle and trucking magnate out of Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'll just say the words McDonald's. That guy very, very tight there. It's Brian Stewart that bought Dan Wilkerson's car. That's why he's got the fat lip out. Lost my ride, at least for a little while.
Dad sold my ride. I know that works.
Fully. Stat guy.
Brian Stewart used to race nostalgia funny cars. Still owns, like, I think, a Beartown Shaker, Mike Dunn. You'll love that. He said, though, up until this weekend, the highlight of his drag racing career was back at Brainerd 32 years ago, because he raced pro stock. He was in the semifinals with Warren Johnson, Frank Iaconio, and he lost to the great late Lee Shepard. I used to race pro stock back in the day.
Brian Stewart coming up. He's on the bump. We'll talk about that.